NFL Long was proposed to the NFL back around 2017, 2018, and went out to San Diego with Dr. Bill Meehan, to present our proposal. We had been selected, I think, one of about 6 or 7 finalists, and it was a lot of fun putting the study together alongside the team with Dr. Meehan, Dr. McCrae, Dr. Echemendia, and others. And we were thrilled that we landed the grant, and about 2018, I think it was. And we've been hard at work, even despite the pandemic. We've stayed true to what we said we would do. And here we are, I guess now in about year 4, and things continue to go really well.
1980, I was drafted in the 2nd round by the Atlanta Falcons, 36th pick in the NFL draft. I subsequently played for 8 years, had a very successful career.
The NFL Long study consists of 2 phases. In the first phase, we asked former NFL players to complete a survey about their overall health and well-being. In phase 2, we're asking a subset of those participants, those who are between 50 and 70 years old, to come in for an in-person visit where we're going to gather a whole bunch of information about their subjective and objective health and well-being.
I've estimated anywhere between 12 and 14 what we would call concussions, or what we called dings at the time.
When they come to campus, the first thing that they do is complete a multimodal MRI assessment. They'll also, over the course of their time here, complete 3 different PET assessments that include markers of inflammation, tau deposition, and beta amyloid deposition. While they're here, we'll also ask them to complete subjective measures about their health and well-being, their health history, as well as environmental things about where they grew up and their family environment.
It's a way to help understand where players are and having a gauge of how players progress or degress in their cognitive abilities.
So the players come in for about a 2.5-day visit total. We will bring them in typically on a Monday. They do an MRI session that's in about an hour long, and then the bulk of their appointments are on Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday is another full day of imaging with PET scans, and then on Wednesday there's different things such as the balance testing, the neurological exam, neuropsychological testing.
Former NFL players are a unique population, and so some of their transition needs are unique. But we are interested in learning how their transition might compare to other athlete populations, such as athletes at other levels, such as collegiate or high school sport, but even how they might relate to other high-performance groups, such as military operators, or those that also might have some similar exposures to injury and concussion, but then also might have some similar psychosocial functions, such as return to family and processing major changes to their identity. There's very little known about former NFL player transition, and we're starting to figure out what barriers and facilitators exist to that experience.
One of the unique things about our study is that we have a focus on trying to identify targets for intervention in order to help improve health and well-being. In some early results from our survey studies, we've seen that things like health-promoting behaviors, exercise, diet, sleep, those things all are associated with better cognitive function and mood-related symptoms. And we really believe that at the end of this whole study and moving into future studies, that we'll be able to help improve people's health and well-being through understanding what are the sources of negative health outcomes and being able to address those accordingly.
The future of psychological health, I really think, is interdisciplinary. We have excellent clinicians that understand how to treat mental health in populations like former NFL players. We have social scientists that can help understand how it develops over time. And we have implementation scientists that can help kind of bridge that gap. But we really need to continue to have all 3 of those types of individuals work together to best understand and help former athlete populations.
Then a couple weeks later, I received a document and a summary stating where I was based on the averages. And my wife would probably disagree, but I think I did pretty good.
The majority of players that I come in contact with are very open and willing to do any and every kind of research that they can to help those that are coming after them. So all of the current NFL players right now, they want to be able to help those guys and for them to not be in the same position that some of them are in. A lot of them are wanting to not only find out about their own health and find out about how they're doing mentally and physically, but they want to be able to provide that information and help others that are coming after them.
I wanted to help future players of the game by whatever I can, whatever information they can ascertain from my testing.
We're still in the process of analyzing data and better understanding what those findings may ultimately mean in terms of recommendations. But again, this is about better understanding what factors contribute to the later life challenges that we see anecdotally amongst so many former players, and not just former football players, but I think these study results will ultimately inform decision making for athletes in a whole host of sports and across the lifespan.